So in this video, guys, we are just going to discuss about what are the different generative AI models, right? And these models are basically used for developing all these AI-based applications. And these applications are maybe you can use for video generation, audio generations, many such digital marketers, YouTubers, and also people from different industry. They are using all AI based applications. Maybe you heard about InVideo, V.com, Wizard.io, right? Then Leonardo.io, and like this many such different applications, especially for content generation. Maybe you heard about Git Copilot, you heard about Microsoft Copilot, you heard about different other services, and that you can say the tools which is helping you for code generation. Also, there are other types of AI based applications which is used for internal purposes, for evaluating and doing some analysis for their internal data as well. For HR management, maybe you can talk about for predictive analytics, and also get some insights for from the data in different other industry into a finance, insurance, and different other use cases you can use it. Along with this, people are also using generative AI, using a chat GPT and other tools for text to text generation, also for summarize purpose, for podcast generation. Also, there are other applications which is people are using for research as well. Correct. So there are a different type of models. These models are nothing but language models, right? Text generation, which is for you can use it generally you are using Gemini, or also you are using chat GPT. It's a very common people are using for resume writing. Also you are using for content generation, training plan, training content, and others. Image generation, so there are a different type of images, 2D images, 3D images, right? Based on your some input, you can use a different image generation models, right? Also you will hear audio generation, Suno.ai. There are other speech, you can say to text to speech apps or services that is also come under your audio generation model. Video generation models, you can also generate videos. Multi-modals, generative AI for code, which is I was talking about for Git Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, right? And there are plugins are also available into VS Code, right? Which can be used. AWS CodeWhisperer, AWS Q. These are basically used for generative AI for code. Reinforcement learning based generative models, right? Models for art and creativity, you can give some input, and based on that you can generate different type of arts, and you can use for different creativities, right? Specialized generative AI models for different specialized tasks. Large multitask models, right? Multitask model, then one model can perform a task for different purposes, for image generation also, for summarize also, for text generation also. So like this there are a multitasking model as well. An emerging trend into a generative AI model. So what are the emerging trends? So where we can look and discuss about different AI agents, right? Agentic AI. So nowadays companies are building agents, and independent agents are working and completing different tasks altogether, maybe into a parallel mode, maybe into a sequential mode, like this. Okay, so let's go and discuss about some of that language models. Nothing but your language models and text generation models. So GPT is which we can talk about, but right, generative pre-trained transformers, right? Like a GPT-3 and GPT-4, right? As an others are designed to generate a human-like text, right? So this is for transformers, right? But bidirectional encoder representation from the transformer, right? So primarily for understanding a task like classification and questions and can answer, right? These are another type of, you can say, transformers come under this text generation. T5, text to text transfer transformers. So you can look for much more deep insight in it. When you are talking about prompt engineering, you will understand that what are the different part when you are sending prompts. So these are generally come under the transformers, convert all NLP tasks into text to text format, right? So both understanding and generation here, right? Now here we are talking about RNNs, recurrent neural networks, basically, right? long short-term memory. So early model used for sequential text generation, right? And now less common now due to a dominance of transformer. Transformers are very popular nowadays. Now sequence to sequence models here, encoder decoder architectures. Encoder architecture used in the machine translation and the chatbots. You know that there are a different AI powered chatbots are also came into picture, which is helping it to you for sales, lead generation, and for customer support, customer service. Also there are different vendors and the companies like Wati, maybe you can heard about Haptic or Interact. There are a lot many other companies are also there, which is helping it to you for AI powered chatbots generation, or you can say creation here, right? Example transformer based model for tasks like summarize. So many such maybe you can look for Google Notebook LM, right? There are also other, what we can say, uh, tools which is helping it to you for summarize your text and summarize your entire content. Even in Zoom also you will see that AI companion which is summarize your entire meeting here, correct? So these are some sort of models which is also used into a different applications. Now we are talking about image generation models. So there are Canva is one of the most powerful tool which is people are using for image generation. You can also generate the image in Gemini, also in your chat GPT also. So you can give some input. Based on your input, maybe if you wanted to generate that image based on some color, based on the emotion, based on some scenario, and so the image can be generated, correct? So style gen generates high quality realistic image, right? Pix to pix translate one image style into another, right? So that is also can be used for this generative adversarial networks, right? So these are models which is used inside for image generation. Now variational autoencoders, right? Probabilistic approach to generating image by learning a latent representation. So you can also specify a different, you can say a latent, and based on that this image can be generated, good for smooth interpolation between the data points, right? So these are the models which use for interpolations and also based for learning latent representations, right? Diffusion models, right? So Del E, text to image generation, right? Stable diffusion, high quality and scalable image synthesis, right? So image synthesis purpose and text to image generation, these diffusion models are used it, right? So here is also you will see different generations in the models as well. So there are some old generation model, there are a new or advanced models, right? Because in text to text also we have seen, in images also we have seen different advanced models, right? NeRF, neural radiance field, right, generate 3D scenes, image from 2D inputs by learning lights and uh, you can say special informations. So 3D scenes and 3D images like that in the background you see it's a 3D image. You will also see maybe Leonardo.ai, and there are many more tools or sites you can say, or apps you can use it for 3D image generation, right? Moving image generations like that. So these are models used for generating a 3D images. Now audio generation models, so Suno.ai, right? Or you can also uh, look for the applications which is helping it to you for text to image, or sorry, text to speech and then summarize like that. So Notebook LM is one of that, another example, right? There are a lot many other applications and tools are there which is helping it to you for particularly for this audio generation. So deep generative model for raw audio waveforms, right? Use into a Google Assistance, right? So you can understand that I am also giving that applications which is built for these scenarios as well, right? So WaveNet is one of that model here, right? Tecotron, it is used for text to speech synthesis, also convert text to ML spectrogram and synthesize speech. So many such places you will see synthesize speech also. People are also using for different purposes, and also using uh, some kind of frauds as well, when you can use someone else's voice, and you can give the text, and you can generate the voice also the person is speaking, right? So maybe Google see you, or maybe you will see these people are also, you will see some ads where these people are giving or promoting some of the products. So it's not, these people are not promoting these products, they have used this AI to generate, or you can say speech in his voice, or maybe the particularly voice text, or maybe the promotional message in his voice, like that, correct? So Tegatron for that purpose. Right now here you will see vector quantized variational autoencoders used for generating high quality music, speech, and audio effects. So for that you can look for Suno.ai or other tools, you can research on it, which is generating a music based on your input text, and some inputs, it will generate that music. So you can also easily generate the music as well, correct? Now video generation models. So video generation models, here you will see uh, combine motion and content streaming, right? To generate videos. So you will see many such automated animated videos, animated films, also some promotional content like 1 minute, 2 minute videos. You can generate it in video.ai. Maybe you look for Canva, Veed, and there are many such tools you will look and research on it. So these are the models used for content, is you can say the motions and the content stream to generate videos, right? Separate spatial and the temporal modeling for realistic video synthesis, two stream videos, right? So these are two stream models which is used for video synthesis, right? Text to video diffusion models generate video from the text input, right? Like Runway Gen 2. So this is also, you can look for it for diffusion models, right? So now multi-modal models here. So generate image from textual description. So that is DALI is also, we have seen it, right? Images from the textual description, correct? Links text and the images to understand their relationship, right? So you can text and images also, you can use it, and there can be also, you can understand their relationship between the text and to image particularly, correct? Image gen, text to image model developed by the Google, right? Image gen, it is internally used by for Google Bard or Gemini as well, right? Flamingo, combine vision and the language tasks for interactive AI, right? These are much more advanced level of AI, right? For interactive purposes here, right? Generative AI for code. Till now, we have seen for music and voice generation, image generation, summarize purpose. We have also seen text to text generation, right? Like this, now we will see for generative AI for code. You can generate the code based on your some input, right? So Codex OpenAI, so it is coming from the OpenAI, generate programming code from the natural language. You will see there are different other code GPT, image GPT also, there are other variations into a GPT inside the chat GPT also, and you can explore it, correct? As I told you, Git Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, AWS CodeWhisperer, AWS Code, these are also supporting tools which is helping it to you generate the code. So you can write some command and it can generate the code, right? If you wanted to get some templates for you can say DevOps, Terraform, CI/CD pipeline, testing test cases, right? Generating a code into a Java, Spring Boot, Python. Also, you can use or you can generate, but provided you need to write a proper prompt so that it can understand and it can generate the proper code. Correct. Now, AlphaCode, DeepMind designed to solve programming challenges. That is another type of model which is helping it to you for solving the challenges, right? So programming challenges also, it can be solved from the AI, right? Code T5 convert programming task into a text to text framework, right? So this is another type of model here, right? Now, reinforcement learning based generative AI models, which we are talking about. So AlphaGo and AlphaZero generate strategies into games. Now you can also use a different generate a different strategies into a game. People are also using a generative AI into a different kind of a game, maybe into a Dream 11, PUBG, and there are a lot of other games you can use it. Generative AI people are also using into doing some financial analysis, right, into a stock market as well. So these are another variations of you can say scenario based particularly uh, models which can help it to you, so that come under the multitask models. So policy gradient models used for creative tasks like music and game level generation, right? So these are the models used for music as well, also game level generations. Models for art and creativity, right? People who wanted to create a different kind of an art or maybe designs. So for these tasks or purposes you will use these models. Deep dream, artistic style transfer and you can say image creations, right? When you wanted to create a very specific art, so where you wanted to have particularly design in a different industry, maybe let's say Manevar wanted to create a suit for any other marriage, right? Or maybe design for so something I'm talking about fashion designing industry. You can also go with this model to create a different design for home, internal design for your room. Like this you can give some input and you can use these models, right? So rather than to scratch your head, you can also use these model to solve your queries. Neural style transfers combine the content of one image with the style of another. So here you can also see the example. So you can use the style of another image, right? And you can use the content from another image and you can combine it, right? So style transfer models you can use it, correct? And you can particularly generate the image here. Specialized generative AI models. So for very specific use case, right? So protein folding, right? AlphaFold. So generate 3D protein structure from the sequence, right? So if you wanted to generate like this, if you wanted to uh, generate your what we can say the molecule structure, or maybe any other kind of a specific task you wanted to perform. Drug discovery, generative AI models for chemical and molecular synthesis. So drug discovery, in when we are saying pharmaceuticals or biological you can say research purposes, you can use chemical industry, you can use these models for drug discovery as well, correct? Large multitask models, so you have already used these models, combine text and image inputs, right? GPT-4, you can use text and image input and you can uh, perform some task, right? So that GPT-4 is supporting for that, right? Now PLM, right? Pathways language models, highly scalable and used for multitask generation. So for this purpose, what we can call as multitask generation, these are advanced models here. Gemini AI, it is already we know that it is coming from Google, right? So advanced generative AI models by a Google focusing on multi-modal applications. And you will see inside the Gemini, you will Vertex AI and the Studio, you can use it. And there are subcategory also of a models you can use it. In the same way, if you are using Amazon, so Amazon also you can use the text and video generation and different other purposes, right? And there are some services on the Amazon Q or Amazon CodeWhisperer, and there are other services, right? And which can be used, and internally they are using some other advanced models. So there are subcategories also on top of these services which is providing from the cloud, right? So when you go look into a inside as a developer, inside or exploring these services or the facilities from the cloud, so you can also explore different other model category in when you are using a Gemini. So emerging trend into a generative AI models. So emerging trend is as we already know, it is impacting to each and every industry, right? You can use AI to generate a PowerPoint presentations with images and everything. These presentations I have used, it is also, I have used it somewhere through a AI, and I have also used my own content as well. Apart from that, you can use AI with the Microsoft Excel. You don't need to Scratch or Power BI as well, right? Many such problems you can solve it for data, for Excel, right? For summary, generating a chart, or different calculation purposes, correct? You can use for different social media research. So HubSpot is basically using different agents, right, for different social media channels to look for your reach and do some analysis, and it can give some input. So agentic AI is getting developed and taking over, right? And later you will see general artificial intelligence is coming into a picture, right? So now this is the emerging trend, and I can say in later, as per the discussion with Nvidia CEO Jensen Hung with Mr. Mukesh Ambani, more than 2 lakh AI professionals will be required into a coming future in India, right? So they are planning to make as a hub for AI expert into in India here. So this is a great opportunity for building your future with the AI. Either you can master into AI tools, or you can also build AI applications as well. So this is what I can say. And I think if you have any other questions, so definitely you can let us know, and use your chat box also, give some comments, right? If you need any help to develop AI based application, or any specific use case where you are facing a challenge to explore the AI applications, also we can help as a user as well, correct? So you can put that comment which particular scenario or application you want to explore, in which business use case or personal use case, what you will use generative AI applications and the models.